Hey, people. On today's show, we have renamed this stable Retribution. In the spotlight, Kevin Owens. Is he a Hall of Famer? And in the hot tag news, is The Miz worthy of all his championships? All this and more with your host, Rick Serrano III, the $50 man Clay Cummings, and the new WPOV champion, Elio Canella, on an all-new episode of the Wrestling POV podcast. Wrestling POV is preposterous, is obnoxious, is atrocious, is ridiculous, is churlish, is interesting, but stupid! Wrestling POV is your point of view, bring you 20 years of change in the wrestling business. From the spotlight to the polls, from birthdays to hot tech news, wrestling news, rumors, and injury report, covered by the greatest in the whole damn sport. This week in wrestling, who made the book? 5 second shuffle, pay-per-view, points game. Love, peace, and wrestling is what they're all about. So sit back, kick back, and hear them all out.
The champ is here.
Woo! The champ is here, Elio Canella. Wow! You guys heard on the Aftermath show after Elimination Chamber, Elio Canella wins the title. What number is this, Elio? This is like 3. 3?
Oh wow! The first one was in 2017, SummerSlam.
Wow! I think this is 3 for you, Elio. This might be 3.
He's catching up there with you, Rick.
Whoa, Clay. Let's relax. Calm down. I am the greatest ever.
I've got a friend here who wants to have a word with you, though, Rick.
Oh, really?
Now, Mr. Serrano, I'm afraid I've got some bad news for you.
Wow.
Because Elio Canella was crowned the champion on last Sunday's Aftermath. Now we have a first in history because you're the greatest champion. But now we have a champion whose greatest joy in life is spreading bad news to others. So there's a lot more bad news in your future, sir.
Wow.
Whoa.
Wow. Wade Barrett just came onto this show and tried to talk to me. Wade Barrett, go win another Intercontinental title and have it stripped away from you. How about that? Come on my show, talk about me. Listen, unless you want to come back and not talk bad about me, talk bad about Tony. Go ahead, do it. Yes, Tony,
no, actually, I have something to say about that as well. I heard last week's show.
Yes.
Now, I understand you're a fan of Jessica and Aaliyah.
Yes.
Yes, and I have to disagree with Mr. Tony Diaz when he says he doesn't like them. Because I'm a fan.
I know you are.
Yeah. So there we have it. So that's my piece for Mr. Tony Diaz.
Thank you. Yes. Now you can stay, Wade Barrett. Wow, Clay. I bet you never thought that was going to happen. Wade Barrett.
I'll get to you in time, Mr. Cummings.
Oh. All righty then.
All right, with that being said,
Clay's not a name. It's a substance used to mold objects into works of art.
Wow, Clay,
and if you say your name is short for Clayton, you separate the 2 words, it's ton of clay. And when you spell ton backwards, it's not. So not clay.
Wow. Yeah, this is the greatest episode ever. Tony, if you don't ever come back, can we have Wade Barrett every week? This is amazing. This is absolutely amazing. Mr. Barrett, can I start the show now?
Go right ahead.
All right, thank you. Oh, all right. Let's go into this, guys. We put up a post, renamed the stable Retribution, and boy, oh boy, did we get hit with 1 million comments. Ooh. Did we get so many? Like, it was crazy. Before we move on, Clay, do you have a name? that you would want to rename Retribution?
I didn't think of one personally, but I was looking at the comments, and I really enjoyed the regurgitation from Adam Brunton.
Oh, yes. Adam Brunton with regurgitation. That was hilarious. I loved it. I'm going to read some comments. We got Wayne Al-Sahim West. The corn in the shit.
What? Okay.
We got Sean Niehoff, who says the jobbers. We got Sean Murphy says Vince's lost ones. We got Eddie Moskowitz, who says shit, just plain shit. Dave Martin says Slipknot wannabes.
Oh,
we got.
Okay. I can see that with a Mason and Slapjack. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I can definitely see that. We got Brian Brewer with another regurgitation. Dan Robinson says the has-beens or the wannabes. James Davis says hashtag this sucks, change it. Oh man, we got Scott Preston says soon to be Mrs. Lee and her backups. Wow. That was Mia Yim shot right there. Wow. We got Stephen Griffin says assassination. Okay, not bad. Dave Walsh, I like this one. The Panic Room. I like that. I like it a lot. Elvis Soriano says the losers. Bill Stauffer, he says stupid idiots. Elio, do you have a name that you would go with?
I can't think of one offhand. I'm done with this group, but I do like what Josh Sanders wrote on our page. He wrote Rage Against the WWE Machine.
Yes. Rage Against the WWE Machine. You know, for me, if I look at it, man, Retribution is such a great name for them, but they're never going to receive it. They're never going to get Retribution.
Because they suck. They lose every match that they've had on TV.
Yeah, it's just bad. Let's continue. We got Joe Vike. He says Slipknot. He says Mad Max and Fury Road. And he says it's Bane and the other villains. Jose Luis. He says Los Chicanos. Okay. Right. Cornelius Wilson says mercenaries. Curtis Nixon says COVID mask. Ooh, this is probably my favorite one. Stephen Lickenwall says the Dungeon of Dumbasses.
Okay.
Oh, man. And Luke Ledger says it's a stupid idea from bad creative with the Jericho GIF.
Dang.
Oh, man. I can go on and on. We got Right to Censor 2.0, the Butt Hurt Business. Nope. Who are they? Useless. NWO, no. Break it up. I gotta go get snacks or go to the bathroom whenever they're on. Nope. Who are they? Useless. Courtesy flush. This is just, oh man. I mean, so we renamed the stable because there's obviously something wrong with them, and we'll get into that as we go over Raw. But okay. What is it that what can we do to make this a solid team? I'll go with Clay first. What can we do to make this team benefit from being on TV every week? Because obviously they're on every week, so something's going right. But what can we make them to be better?
Honestly, if you give them like a few wins against like certain top tier guys, like not like big time superstars that are trying to push, but at least get a couple wins under their belt to make them legitimate.
Yeah, I got you. So, Elio, what do you think?
Yeah, just like what Clay said, because they lost every match they've had. Like, give them a couple of wins. I believe weren't they involved in some short feud with the Hurt Business?
Yeah.
And
yeah. I'll tell you this right now. Disband the fucking group. It's over. There's no coming back from this. There's no retribution for Retribution. I think you disband them. Get Mia Yim back in her Timbs. Get Ali back with Ricochet. Get Dijakovic back on his own. I think he can do well on his own. Mace can do well on his own.
See,
I go ahead.
Mia Yim, we've been waiting forever to see her on the main roster, and then when she debuts, they give her this.
Yeah,
for sure.
You know,
Like, she's a talented woman. I mean, I love Mia Yim. It's just the fact that she was in this group, it kind of killed her momentum.
yeah. Let's go into the spotlight this week. The spotlight this week was brought to us by Clay Cummings. He said, yo, let's put Kevin Owens in the spotlight.
Ooh, okay.
And is Kevin Owens worthy of being a Hall of Famer? I'm going to go over some of his accomplishments before we decide, okay? So when we say Hall of Famer, I'm talking about the WWE Hall of Fame. But this man is already in a Hall of Fame. He's in the Quebec Wrestling Hall of Fame. He's the class of 2017. He was ranked number 3 of the top 500 wrestlers in PWI 500 in 2017. He was a Ring of Honor champion one time, a tag team champion one time, and a World Championship Contender Tournament champion one time. Rolling Stone has him as the best heel for 2015, the best promos in 2015, the best storyline in 2015. He was the Rookie of the Year in 2015, WWE Match of the Year in 2015 against John Cena. So 2015 was Kevin Owens' year, right? Coming into the business of WWE. He was an NXT champion one time. He was a Universal champion one time, Intercontinental champion 2 times, and the United States champion 3 times. Now, he's wrestled all over the world. He is a household name. Kevin Steen, Kevin Owens, fight Owens, fight Steen, fight. Elio, is he a WWE Hall of Famer?
Well, really, hearing all those accomplishments, I'm gonna say yes. So I've always been a Kevin Owens fan. I've never seen his ROH work because we weren't getting ROH here at the time when he was there. But haven't heard the name, and then finally making his appearance in WWE, and everything he's done, I'm gonna say yes.
All right, Clay, what are your thoughts?
I agree with Elio. I think Kevin is a WWE Hall of Famer eventually. I mean, he's only adding to more of his Hall of Fame resume now, and the stunts that he does in WWE and the matches that he has had, it serves him right to be, a Hall of Famer in my book. And even like Elio said, also when he was in ROH, I never even saw or even heard of ROH until I heard the name Kevin Steen. And then you go back and watch his matches, and then he comes to WWE and does just as good. So I'm a huge fan of Kevin Owens.
And I just want to bring up that Elimination Chamber. Besides, did you what one thing did all the wrestlers in the SmackDown side have in common? Except for two. 4 of the 2, what did they all have in common?
Universal champions? No, definitely not.
They were all Ring of Honor. Cesaro, Daniel Bryan, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
4 of the 6. That's cool. That shows you what happened with Ring of Honor, that they really sent us a lot of great talent. Matt Novak says, highly underrated talent. He has great in-ring skills and can cut a great promo for whatever the situation is. Okay. But Elio,
yes, sir.
Is that what we were asking?
That's not what we were asking.
We were asking if he was a Hall of Famer. And Josh Sanders says very simply, no, not yet. He's not in Hall of Famer. Okay, and you know what? Now it's time for Rick Serrano III, the veteran of the show, to answer this question. And I'm going to answer this question honestly. No, Kevin Owens is not a Hall of Famer. Not yet. I think he's a great talent. I think what he's done in WWE is remarkable. I think he needs to do some more. I think he needs some more accolades. I think he needs more championships. Give him the WWE strap. Let him have a huge run with it. The guy is so talented and he can do phenomenal things for a guy his size. You know what? But is Vader in the Hall of Fame? I don't think yet. And it's just one of those things where, yes, you're great at what you do. You're great for a guy your size, but is the name Kevin Owens synonymous to the Hall of Fame? I don't know. I don't think, not yet. I think 20 years down the line, am I going to be remembering Kevin Owens or I'm going to be remembering Roman Reigns? You know what I'm saying? It's like one of those things. What has he done in this era? And I'm not shitting on him at all because I love Kevin Owens, but I don't think he's done enough in the WWE to put him into the WWE Hall of Fame. Not just yet. So that's my take on it. Next week, we're going to be putting Io Shirai into the spotlight.
Wow.
I know Tony has a lot he wants to say about that, so we're going to hear about that.
Okay.
But yeah, so right now it is time for the wrestling news from around the world. Take it away, Rick. All right, and before we do that, let's get into some birthdays.
Yahoo.
Oh my goodness! You know what? I wanted to see if these clowns can do it, and no, they couldn't even do the Yahoo right.
It's more like
Yahoo. But Miguel, if you're here, why not just press the button?
I know.
Because I'm about to retire and I'm taking my break.
That doesn't mean anything. Just because you're about to retire, you're not retired yet.
Yeah. You're still on the job, Miguel.
So somebody's balls dropped since he became champion. You're gonna come over here and tell me how to do my job? Okay, please. You know what? I'm gonna take. Oh my goodness! Hater alert now! Oh, this guy. You know what? This is it. I'm gonna take a break for the rest of the show now. Oh, okay. All right. Birthdays this week. We got Shinsuke Nakamura turns 41 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, 41. Now, what Tony said seems to be true. They're going to be using Nakamura as putting other talent over. I'm not a big fan of that. Yeah. His years are coming to an end, man. He needs to be there. Mm-hmm. Maria turns 39 years old.
Wow.
39. Yeah, Elio said, tasty, right? Damn, Elio, you dog. He said, We got Ric Flair. Woo! Turned 72 years old.
Holy jeez, 72.
72 years old. Styling and profiling. 72 years old. And of course, last but not least, Tony Diaz turns the big 50 years old. Happy birthday, you old motherfucker, you.
Yeah, we have something here.
Go ahead, Elio. Wow. And that Elio Canella just played an electric guitar on air. That is amazing. Yo, Elio is like a fucking magician, a musician.
That's her first. So happy birthday, Tony Diaz.
Wow. Amazing job, Elio Canella. Wow, Tony. You're 50, looking 70. Great job, man. Keep it up. Keep it up. Great job. All right, it is now time for the wrestling news from around the world. And you know what, guys? You can't get any bigger news than the Big Show going to AEW.
I have a question about that.
Yes.
Isn't it interesting how they signed Big Show a week before Shaq has his first match in AEW?
Bingo.
Absolutely. That is funny. And it seems like this was in the works for a while, because if you're booking Shaq and Cody, is there a little manipulation going on there? Was Big Show playing the WWE while under contract? Is this something that we need to get the lawyers involved in? I don't know. But, Clay, honestly, how big is this news to you?
It was a total shock. I didn't even see like that coming. I figured Big Show would be, loyal with WWE and not want to do anything else. And then all of a sudden he signs with AEW. It's like, it was a major shock to me.
Yeah, when I saw that graphic, Paul White is all elite, I thought, okay, that must be something that was made by a fan.
Yeah.
And
Well, it wasn't. It is real. And honestly, who the fuck cares? Honestly, who cares? Because the Big Show hasn't done anything for the WWE in years. No one's cared about him. You know what? The only thing that's pretty cool is that if he does wrestle for AEW, which they're saying he will, if he gets the title, he will be the first ever to hold the ECW title, WCW title, WWE title, and the AEW title. And the only to probably ever do that. So that will be a big accomplishment. But honestly, I don't care. I don't care. So we'll see what that does for AEW. Now, I have some bad news from the NXT UK. We had Xia Brookside defeat Nina Samuels. I gave it a 2. I thought it was an okay match. But here's the thing, Clay. They're doing this thing where if whoever wins becomes the other person's butler for a month. Where did I see this recently? On AEW. So apparently...
Or they doing that with Nina Samuels?
Yes.
Oh.
So Xia Brookside is now the winner, and Nina Samuels will be her butler. So that just shows you that apparently they don't get AEW in the UK.
Guess not.
Tyler Bate, the first ever NXT UK champ, defeated Bailey Matthews, a.k.a. William Regal's son. And I got to tell you, the guy can wrestle. He looked good. I gave it a 3. I really was intrigued by this match. And also the main event, we have new tag team champions, new NXT UK champions as Pretty Deadly defeated Gallus. I gave it a 2.5. It was a pretty good match overall. I got to tell you, though, I gave NXT UK a 1.8 this week. There were some good matches, some boring matches, but the backstage segments, I don't understand what the fuck they're saying, Elio.
Yeah.
I don't.
I can't figure out. I'm friends with Wade Bear, and I don't understand what they say back there. It's backstage.
I don't understand what they're saying. Matt Novak
he's gonna have
translate.
to give me a few lessons in British talk.
Yeah, because so Matt Novak, please send me the transcript of the translation, because that is all I have for the news. Rumors, there are no rumors because Tony's not here, and Tony keeps all the rumors to himself. That selfish fucking 50-year-old. You know what? I just realized, out of the 6 of us that are part of the WPOV network, we're the 3 youngest of that group. I think we should be called, we are the young bucks of the team. Yeah, more like young schmucks.
Wow.
Wow.
Miguel, how old are you?
I'm old enough to put my peach on your head.
Old enough to retire.
Damn right. Wow. All right, let's just go straight into injury. Let's go into injury. Asuka lost the tooth. I don't know if you guys saw that, man. My girl Shayna Baszler kicked her straight in the mouth, and the tooth came flying out. Now, the cool thing about this, though, not that her tooth flying out was cool, but Shayna Baszler checked up on her right away. As soon as she hit her in the mouth, she just went over her and checked up on her. But if you notice, Asuka was covering her mouth for the end segment against Charlotte that whole time. It's because her tooth was out of her mouth.
Mm-hmm. Well, I didn't at first. I saw that, and then I had to replay it back because I was like, oh, I just saw a little bit of the tooth going from the camera. So
yeah,
it's like she got clocked.
Yep. And then another injury from Monday Night Raw, John Morrison tweaked his knee. I don't know if you guys saw it when he got thrown to the outside.
Yes.
He landed straight on his right knee, and he fought through the match. There's no timetable on when he's going to return, but we hope that he recovers quickly because John Morrison is hilarious, and I want to see him on my TV as soon as possible.
Definitely.
With that being said, let's jump into the hot tag news where, man, oh man, this has got to be the most comments we've ever received on a hot tag news segment. This is The Miz Was he worthy of all the championships he's gotten? Now, let me tell you something, guys. He is a 2-time WWE champion. He's an 8-time Intercontinental champion. He is a 2-time United States champion. He is an 8-time tag team champion. He is a 2-time Slammy Award winner. He is a 2-time Money in the Bank winner, and he's cashed in both times successfully. Does The Miz deserve all of that? I'm going to go with you first, Clay. Does The Miz deserve all of those accolades?
Honestly, with me, I mean, I'm a big fan of Miz as a heel, babyface, not so much. But I would say yes, he would, because he has been with WWE for a while. He's been, not very many breaks other than his movies and stuff, and he cuts a good, good wrestler out of him. And so I would say yes, he does deserve it. All
right. Well, we got Diamond Zabiscuit. I slaughtered that name. He says, yes, look at his career. He deserves everything. He elevated the IC belt, so it meant something while he held it. Okay. Macho Dan. Ooh, yeah. He says he elevated the Intercontinental Championship, so yeah, he is. Joshua Clifton says, congratulations, that's awesome. Dalton Gray says, no, I don't like The Miz. Short and sweet.
Hold on, Jory, a second. The one that said congratulations, that's awesome. It's not what we're asking.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. Jory Harzan says, hell no, he probably won them being dishonest. Okay. Sean Weekler says he's a real scumbag. That's not what we were asking. Frank Ponce says, sure, he just knows how to play the game. And then we just got a bunch of no's. Let's see. Albert Hughes wrote a novel here. Let's read it. He says, it's not like if you like the superstar, he's been there more than a decade. He deserves a good WWE title run. He's won more Intercontinental Champions more than anybody. And he's also a former U.S. champion, former tag team champion, and Slammy Award winner. So, yeah, all y'all haters need to appreciate the talent that we got in the ring in this generation. Wow.
Oh.
He's passionate. He's a misfit. Elio, you say he's wrong. What are your thoughts?
I said he's not wrong.
Oh, he's not wrong. So, Elio, tell us, why is The Miz worthy of these accomplishments?
So, well, it's like Clay said, he's been there. He's been with the company for a while. Like, I believe
16 years.
I believe 2006, 2007. I was off and on watching at that time, so I didn't really follow him closely. But like from 2009, 2010 and on, I saw like all the accomplishments like that he's had, and yeah, he's put in all the work. Mm-hmm. When he's the one that I believe was put through all that hazing stuff at the beginning.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. So
he's still working through all that and not quitting the company.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd say he's definitely worth.
All right, and we got Alan Franklin says wrestling fans' opinions on this wrestling thread is not worthy either. Okay. John Pierre says no, he's not, because he didn't even earn it like a man. Oh.
What?
Okay, he earned it like a woman, I guess. Brett Williams says he's a paper champion. Okay, wow. Justin Barr says yes, it's long overdue. And guys, I can go on and on with all these comments. I'll read this last one. Jason Taylor says, I would say yes to all but the current one, meaning his current championship he won. His time already came and gone. Can't understand why WWE continuously crowds old timers who should be retired or putting newer talent over.
Old timers, what?
The Miz an old timer?
This ain't an old timer. If
well,
you
technically,
talk about old timer, talk about Edge.
That's true. That's true, Clay. Go ahead.
I mean, no, like if you're going to call Miz an old timer, yeah, he's been there 16 years, but he's what, 40? Like
he's in his 40s, yeah.
Early 40s. And then you got like Goldberg and Edge coming back for the title. It's like, I wouldn't consider Midge an old timer, though.
No, you're right. You're right. I see your point there. I will tell you this, though, guys. I'm going to be the bearer of bad news. because The Miz is not worthy of all those championships. I'm sorry. I love The Miz, and you guys can go back 5 years. And in fact, next week is our 5-year anniversary of the Wrestling POV podcast, so stay tuned for that. Also, Miguel Cole's retirement. But I will tell you this. I have been a huge Miz fan. I even converted Tony Diaz to like The Miz. And in converting
I saw the double turn on the show.
Yes, because then I started to dislike The Miz. No, The Miz is not worthy of all those accolades. I'm sorry. He is great on the mic. Mm-hmm. He is an average wrestler. He can definitely get under your skin. I think his best work is as a heel. I agree with you with that, Clay. But I look at guys like Dolph Ziggler. I look at guys like Daniel Bryan. I look at guys like Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, guys that probably deserve more accolades than what they got compared to The Miz. We read off of Kevin Owens. So based off of championships, does The Miz deserve to go to the Hall of Fame? I mean, absolutely, right? I mean, he's a 2-time Grand Slam champion. That means he won 4 championships and went around and did it again. That's never been done before. And Dolph Ziggler is struggling to be on TV. I mean, he's a tag team champion. He wasn't even on SmackDown. I mean, he was on SmackDown, but he didn't wrestle.
Right.
And it's just like The Miz is on 3-4 segments a week. Dolph Ziggler's struggling to get on. Sami Zayn, he's got the stupid camera crew with him. When are we going to give these guys real runs? So in my honest opinion, my POV, and you can love it or hate it, The Miz is not worthy of all these accolades, all these championships. I'm sorry. I love the guy, but not all those 8-time Intercontinental champion, fine. But an 8-time tag team champion, 2-time United States champion, 2-time Money in the Bank winner, 2-time WWE champion, main event at WrestleMania. Didn't he win Tough Enough?
Did he?
I couldn't remember.
Which Tough Enough does he always reference?
That was one of the first ones, wasn't it?
Yeah, he might have been in the second one or the third one. I don't know. But the guy, he's been everywhere. Real world, everything. He's on TV. He's on movies. Great job, Miz. You're a businessman, and you're getting your money. You're getting your pats on the back from Vince McMahon. But I don't see it. I don't see him worthy of all those championships. But yeah, you heard it here first from the Wrestling POV crew. Guys, we're going to take a quick pause for the cause, and when we come back, we're going to go over This Week in Wrestling.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news. This is Wade Barrett again, and you're listening to the Wrestling POV podcast.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you go to ProWrestlingTees.com today /WrestlingPOV because, oh yeah, we're bringing the Wolfpack back. Don't turn your back on the Wolfpack. You might end up in a body bag. Check out the new Red and Black Attack POV t-shirts that we have on the ProWrestlingTees.com /WrestlingPOV. You don't want to turn your back on these. These are great. I love them. I already ordered my own. We got the red and black and the black and red POV, Wrestling POV t-shirts. Don't miss out on this opportunity. $19.99 plus shipping and handling. It's great. Check it out. With that being said, it is now time to get raw.
All right, we're going into Raw notes. Pretty decent Raw, not too bad. But my lowest point of the whole night was Dana and Mandy versus Lana and Naomi. I gave that a 0.5. Just wasn't. It was kind of a random match to me, just out there trying to get them out and do something. But I just wasn't a big fan of it. And then another low point for me was New Day versus Retribution. Again, like we said earlier in the show, what are they doing with Retribution? You're having them lose to New Day, and and then Ali comes out and he's all mad and yada yada yada, and then they just cut it, and it's like I gave that a 1. I didn't understand that. And then my high points for this was the beginning with Miz TV. Well, I gave that a 3. Love that, Bobby was showing aggression. I love where he's at right now and pushing him for the title. And also the Lucha House Party versus the Hurt Business. I give that a 2.5. Elio, what do you think?
Okay, so my low point was like the Lana Naomi Mandy Rose Dana Brooke match. I gave that one a 1, and I gave the 0.5 to New Day and Retribution.
Yeah. My low points was I have to give it to the New Day defeating Retribution. That is egregious. I gave it a 0.5. And you know what? I got to tell you something about this Raw, man. It was one of those Raws where we saw the same thing happen again and again and again. New Day versus Retribution. We saw the Hurt Business defeat Lucha House Party. We saw Nia and Shayna defeat Charlotte and Asuka again. We saw AJ defeat Ricochet again. We saw 5. This was a rerun. That's what it felt like. It was just like we're watching this again and again and again. And I have to mention the Miz with Lashley and Strowman and Shane. That was terrible. I hate Braun Strowman. Well, what you gonna do about it, Shane?
I have something to say when we get to the book.
Oh, okay. You know what? We don't have the book today, so if you want to put something in the book, what is it?
Well, you talk about Drew's Dragon Breath. Have you noticed whenever Braun Strowman is talking, he puts the microphone right up to his mouth? It's like his lips are right on the microphone.
Oh, yeah, he's terrible. Braun Strowman, you just made the book because I cannot do your voice again. That's going to hurt my throat. But, yeah, and Elio, your high points of Monday Night Raw.
High points. I gave to Riddle and Morrison.
That was a good match.
Gave that one a 3.
All right, my high points, I gave it to Lashley defeating Braun Strowman. I gave it a 3.5. It was badass to see Bobby Lashley destroy Braun Strowman. Listen, this is going to kill Braun Strowman's career, but fuck it. You know what? Bobby Lashley deserves it. You know what? Bobby Lashley, oh my God, next week, listen, is it possible that he can win the WWE title? Yes. Is he? Probably not, because we got Drew McIntyre in the background. But man, oh man, if he does beat The Miz, woo, we're gonna be set up for WrestleMania. Yo, Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre at Mania, man, that's gonna be sick. Yes, Clay, your overall.
Overall, I gave Raw a 1.8. Just the average show to me, but yeah.
Clay.
Wait,
I went with a 1.7.
And then Rick, what was your high point or overall?
I gave overall 1.6. I wasn't really feeling this. I just saw so many repeats and reruns. It was just like, wasn't feeling it. All right, it is now time for the NXT POV Mamma Mia.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
No. That's enough for you, Wade Barrett. Don't want to hear you no more. Taking over the show. All right. My lowest point of NXT this week is going to shock you. I have my lowest is a 1.5, but I have 4 1.5s. I have Dexter Lumis defeating Gargano. I have Xia Li defeating Catanzaro. I have Cross defeating Escobar, and I have a 1.5 for Adam Cole's promo. That's basically most of NXT this week. They just didn't do it for me. I was not excited about anything on NXT this week. I'm going to kick it over to Clay. Clay, what was your lowest point of NXT?
I mean, I would have to agree with you, Rick. This wasn't a very big or great NXT, but I gave my low point was the Tyler Russ, Leon Ruff, and Swerve.
Oh, yeah.
Felt like they wasted time with that. I gave that 0.5. And just like, and you're going to give Tyler Russ a win. I just didn't like any of it.
Yeah, Tyler Russ needs to stop. They need to stop with him. Elio, what's your low point of NXT?
Johnny Gargano, Dexter Lumis. I get the Dexter Lumis character. I'm just not into this whole thing. No. I gave that a 1.
Yeah, it was bad. But I'll tell you this as my side notes. Cameron Grimes. Oh, man. To the moon, baby. Yo, this guy did the $1 Million Man thing. I loved it. I lost my shit. The 3 segments were hilarious. My God.
I gotta say, Kevin Grimes got balls. Told that DiBiase to kiss his grits.
Yes. Ted DiBiase, kiss my grits.
I'm like, damn, sir.
Oh man. But my highest point was Io Shirai defeating Zoe Stark. I gave it a 2.5. I am high on this Zoe Stark chick. I think she's really good. I'm impressed by what I'm seeing. But I gave it a 2.5. I can't wait to see Toni Storm and Io Shirai go head to head. Take the strap off Io Shirai. I'm gonna have more to say about Io Shirai next week when we have her in the spotlight. Clay Cummings, your high points of NXT.
I'm with you, Rick. The high point for me was Io Shirai versus Zoe Stark. I'm very impressed with Zoe Stark. She really put on a show with Io, and I gave it a 3. Very fun match.
Awesome. Elio, high point.
High points for Zoe. That was the Zoe Stark. Io Shirai. Give it 2.5, and the Cameron Grimes segment 3.
Nice. Overall, I gave NXT this week. Listen, man, it wasn't that great of a week. I gave it a 1.8. That's my high point. That's my overall for NXT this week. Clay.
I gave it a 1.7. It wasn't that great of a show for me.
All right, Elio.
That was straight 2.
Oh, solid 2. Okay. All right, Elio.
All right, on to AEW. So we start
whoa,
with
whoa, wait. AEW what? What's the name of the show?
On to AEW Dynamite.
Boom.
See, you even get sound effects. Of course,
What do you want me to do? You want me to do your job for you too? Come on, you want me to wipe your culo for you? Come on.
Okay, so low points. Clay.
I mean, low point for me was the Kenny Omega and his workshop thing. First of all, you can't hear a thing that anybody was saying with that, with the banging and working and all that. I gave that a 0.5. And the Miro interview with Kip and Penelope, I was not into that either. I was like, what are they doing with Miro? I don't get this whole thing. And I also gave that a 0.5.
Okay, Rick.
All right, for me, I gotta tell you, man, Jake Hager defeating Brandon. Is it Brandon Cutler?
Brandon Cutler.
Yeah.
Brandon Cutler. I gave that a 1.5. Why is Brandon Cutler having this whole big entrance with a dragon mask and all this stuff, and then he gets jobbed out?
Go on.
Go for it.
No, it's okay. Go on.
Oh, okay. Because he's friends with the Young Bucks. They had to say it 10 times during the show. He's friends with Young Bucks. Okay. Well, does he have to have an extravagant entrance like Cody?
And so loose. And the thing is, his record was 9-9, and they were like, he's on an 8-1 streak. Oh, so that means at one point he was 1-8. So no, I don't see it with this guy.
And then on AEW Dark, he faced Luchasaurus. They actually did a close up on the dinosaur face with the dragon. They both had their masks on.
That is ridiculous. That is stupid. Yeah, I gave that a 1.5. Elliot, what was your low point?
My low point is okay. That backstage, Phoenix and Lance Archer promo at the beginning, and Jake Hager, Brandon Cutler, I gave them both 0.5.
Wow. Yeah, I agree with you. But let's not forget, the worst part of AEW Dynamite was Papa Buck.
Jeez.
Oh my God.
That was some of the worst makeup I've ever seen, or whenever that blood that they had.
That was ragu pasta sauce, man.
Even his face when he was going in the ambulance, like, what? I don't understand what he was trying to do there.
And I'm confused on the Good Brothers. Like, what game are they playing here? Because they go into the ambulance with them.
Yep, I saw that. I don't know why. So, it's just weird. Clay, what was your high points?
High point for me was Lance Archer versus Ray Phoenix. I gave that a 4. I really enjoyed that match. And even I've said this before, Ray Phoenix is that good. I really enjoyed watching him. And Archer, doing his thing, I really enjoyed it. So I gave it a 4.
Wow. Elio, your high point.
My high point. I gave 2 Lance Archer, Ray Phoenix. I gave it a 3. So I thought they worked really well together with size difference.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I was waiting for the second part of that.
But stupid. Come on, guys. No. That match wasn't that. I gave that match a 2. I wasn't even
Really?
the size difference. I wasn't feeling it. They didn't even really go to it. I think I heard Andy Anderson say on Global that they didn't really point out the size difference that much.
That's true.
It wasn't big for me. My highest point, though, and this is going to shock a lot of people, I may get banned from the show. Team Taz defeating the Varsity Blondes. I gave it a 3. Now, let me tell you something. They can go. And Varsity Blondes, Pillman Jr., when he did that drop kick through the middle rope, that was finger licking good, man. That was a piece that Rizzy Stones. It was A1 steak sauce. The guy went through the ropes with a missile drop kick. I loved it. I thought it was a great spot. Elio, your overall?
1.7.
Wow. Clay?
And this is going to surprise you guys, but I give the show a 2.1.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is going to surprise you guys. I gave it a 2.3.
Oh, wow.
All right. It is now time for NXT versus AEW, the Wednesday Night Delight. Currently, NXT's ahead 11 to AEW's 8. Elio, who'd you go with?
This week I'm going NXT.
All right. Clay?
I gotta go with AEW this week. NXT had pretty disappointing this week, I thought, and I enjoyed AEW more.
I see what you're saying because I agree with you. I'm going with AEW this week. NXT for me was, like I said, a bunch of 1.5s. I wasn't feeling NXT this week. So AEW is now down 11 to 9. Don't call it a comeback. Maybe next week they can get to the double digits with their Shaq versus Cody. Can't wait to see that, right? It is now time for the SmackDown breakdown. For me, the low point of SmackDown was the Bianca Belair decision with Sasha Banks. I gave it a 1. I don't understand why this guy is there. Reginald, it just doesn't make sense. You're supposed to be with Carmella, and now what is he doing? Yeah. What is he doing? Like, why is he there? And Sasha Banks, girl, are you a heel? Are you a face? I don't understand it. You're riding that fine line. I will tell you this, though. I saw the Broken Skull sessions with Stone Cold and Sasha. That was another great episode. The one with Bayley was great, and this one with Sasha Banks was really, really good. I got a new understanding and a new liking to Sasha Banks, so I recommend you guys check that out. Elio, low points of SmackDown.
I gave it to that segment right there. It's Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks.
Yeah.
I gave that one a 0.5.
All right, Clay?
Same with you guys. The whole Bianca Belair makes her decision. I hated that Reginald was there. I don't understand why he's in this whole scenario type thing. I don't get it. And the fact of Sasha, and I do like Sasha, I really do. But the whole, like, are you a heel or are you a babyface? Like, which one are you trying to portray right now? And it just didn't make any sense to me. I gave it a 0.5.
Wow. My highest point of SmackDown, now I got 2 of them. First of all, I'm going to tell you, I'm loving this new Apollo Crews, the Nigerian Apollo Crews. Yes. I love it. I love that he threw in the little accent there. I love the colors, everything, with the pants and everything. I really liked it. I gave it a 3 that he beat Nakamura. I want to tell you guys, I think this can work as both a babyface and a heel. Obviously, he's going down the heel route, but I can see like a Tatanka or a Tito Santana with his Nigerian background. I really think you could push that as a babyface as well. But my overall highest, I gave it 3.5 to Jey Uso and Daniel Bryan with the double countout. I think the ring psychology between these two was on point. I think they did a great job working the knee. And and just keeping Daniel Bryan down and out and not moving forward towards another title picture opportunity. So I give that a 3.5. Elio, what was your high point of SmackDown?
My high point was Apollo Crews versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Like you, I like this new Apollo Crews. My question is, why are we seeing this now? The guy's been with the company for I don't know how many years, and now we're seeing this. This is the ROH Apollo Crews that we should have been seeing all along.
You know, Elio, I hear what you're saying. You know, sometimes in the business, the simplest things are the things we stay away from. Like, that should have been like, oh, my family, you know, my background, you know, my heritage. That should have been at the forefront of his character. Yeah. But it wasn't for him. And sometimes the simplest things are the best things that we can do. Yep. So, Clay, high points of SmackDown.
I'm with you guys. And like I said last week, I really like this new attitude from Apollo. He's really showing a heel side to him, and it's fun to watch. And then I gave that a 2. And then I also gave a 2.5 to Daniel Bryan versus Jey Uso. Really good chemistry there, like you said, Rick. And I really enjoyed this match.
Yeah, and you know what? I also have to shout out Tamina. Tamina looked good this week against Liv Morgan. I really appreciated it. I thought she looked really good in the match. She just was solid, you know. Yeah. Overall, I gave SmackDown this week a 2.3. Elio.
Wait, did we do high points?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Okay. I gave mine a 1.8.
Okay. Clay.
I gave mine a 1.7.
All right. So now it is time for the Raw versus NXT versus SmackDown. Currently, NXT is ahead 23 to Raw's 14 to SmackDown's 8. And of course, we stopped this at WrestleMania. So Raw has a ways to catch up. Right now, NXT has won the last 2 years. Are they going to three-peat? Are they the 2001, 2003 Lakers? Are they going to win 3 in a row? Can they do it? We'll find out. Elio, who do you got? Raw, SmackDown, NXT?
I'm gonna go with Raw was a whole lot of repeats. I'm gonna go Raw, SmackDown, NXT.
All right, Clay.
Same with Elio. I'm going Raw, SmackDown, NXT.
Wow. All right, Raw's coming back. I mean, I went with SmackDown. I thought SmackDown was the better overall show. We had no repeats. I'll tell you that. But fine, I can't twist your arm. That's your POV. You picked wrong. It's okay. Fine. Raw goes up to 15. SmackDown, I'm afraid I've got some bad news. I don't think you're going to be making a comeback this year. NXT is currently ahead 23 to Raw's 15 to SmackDown's 8. All right. With that being said, guys, you know what? We've done a lot on the show today. Tony got the book, but we did add something new to the book, and that is Braun Strowman's Dragon Breath. Yes, he is in the book. He's staying there. Braun Strowman.
Could I add one more thing to the book?
Absolutely.
I cannot stand no more, and I have held my tongue with this. Okay. Paul Heyman staring at Roman Reigns. I cannot take it no more. I cannot stand it. I've said this for like weeks of this, and I cannot do it no more. Paul Heyman staring at Roman Reigns was the most annoying thing on SmackDown.
You're talking about when Reigns is talking to him, it's like
yes. What are you doing? I don't get it. I'm done with it.
Elio, what are your thoughts on this? Because I love it. I love that Paul Heyman does that. I think it goes perfectly with the character. What are your thoughts on it, Elio?
I don't know. I think go with Clay. I mean, it's just the way he looks at Roman Reigns.
I don't get it. It's like me staring at food. I don't get it. You know?
All right. So we'll put in Paul's love for Roman, and we'll put it in the book. All right, Paul's love for Roman. You just made the book. And with that, being said, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to see you next week on our 5-year anniversary show. And, of course, Miguel Cole's retirement. But before we close out the show, we're going to play a song. And actually, we're not going to play it. Miguel Cole is going to sing it. Oh, my goodness. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. Okay. Miguel Cole is going to sing a song from his mind. And you guys are going to have 5 seconds to decide what song he's singing. And that's how we're going to ride off into the sunset. Until then, I'm your host, the third wheel, Rick Serrano III, along with the $50 man,
Clay Cummings,
and the gentleman,
Elio Canella.
And the intern, Miguel Cole. Adios. Love, peace, and wrestling. We'll see you next week. Peace out. All right, you guys ready?
Yep.
All right, here we go. Go ahead, Miguel. Dun, 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 dun.
Ric Flair.
Nope.
Kurt Angle.
Nope. Miguel, you want to sing a little bit more? Dun, 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 dun.
Mr. Perfect.
Yes! Wow! Oh my goodness! I'm just like din, 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 and he doesn't get it. Come on!
Oh my God.
All right. You guys ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, here we go. Elio's ahead, 1-0. Here we go. Go ahead, Miguel.
Roman Reigns.
Nope.
The natural disaster.
The natural disasters, Elio got it. Oh.
Miguel must have a love for natural disasters too.
Oh man, and just for shits and giggles, Elio is up 2-0. Here's the third one. Go ahead, Miguel. Dun, 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 dun.
British Bulldogs.
Yes! Wow, Elio with the speed. We don't own the rights. Dun, 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 dun.